Hello and welcome back to some more Coreboard Gaming. We're going to play this game called Diplomacy Not an Option. We're starting off in the campaign, doing the tutorial mission. So we're just going to go over all the little kind of intricacies of this little tutorial real quick. Should be fairly simple. We're just moving around the mouse, showing us how to look around. And then right after all of that, we're looking into building our first couple items or buildings here. So first we got to move our military around, get some kills on a couple of enemies just to show us how the fighting works. And then now we are going to start building our kind of base of our um, town, I would guess you would call it. So first we're starting off getting some berry gatherers in. Need to get a couple of those built. In this tutorial, I'm kind of a little bit overzealous, so I build more than I need to start off, which causes a little bit of problems later on just because of the lack of resources and such. And as they're building, I'm exploring the map because I know there's enemies out there we need to kill. Next, we're going to set up a couple of log cutters to help gather some wood. As you can see on that top part of the bar, you can see there's that fourth one over where it says wood. Well, it's a symbol for wood. And then there's right next to that is stone and then iron. That'll come into later play, but just mainly wood is what we're looking at during this tutorial. And in here you can see we can actually increase and decrease the range of our woodcutter camp, which comes into play later on when all the trees are cut down around it. You want to increase that range. We're also going to set up a cemetery and a gravedigger's hut. This is important because if any of our people die, well, we're going to need to go gather their bodies, go bury them, or else that can cause sickness. So as this builds up, I'm grabbing my troops, moving around to go kind of see where everything's at. After that, I need to build a couple of houses. So I'm going through, gonna probably build way more than I need to start off with. But I like to build nice either 3x2s or 2x2s just to kind of get the maximum amount of space I can out of these um, buildings because I know I need to keep a little gap in between to move troops around and such and allow people to walk through. Next is our builder's hut. As you can see, I'm just clearing out a couple of enemy camps as the tutorial runs on. This isn't exactly necessary during the tutorial. And there we go. Got my first one set up. And I'm actually going to build two just to make sure I've got that extra builder in there. And you can see these little blue crystals that drop after we build or destroy an enemy building. And that is actually used to do some of our more like our spells that we have. You can see in that bottom right under the little pickaxes where our building menu is, at the very bottom there's those red symbols, and that very bottom left one that's lit up, that's one of our spells that we can actually use just straight off the bat, but it does require us using those little gems. Next, we are working on letting us know, hey, we need to rebuild or set our thing to be able to auto repair. And we also have a research tree. As you can see, we only have the first one unlocked at Town Hall, but as we build more buildings and level up more buildings, that unlocks more research to get done. So we're just going through and clearing out stuff as our buildings get built. Want to try to maximize my amount of time. I mean, this is just a tutorial, so it's not really needed for me to go out and clear out all those things, but there is little caravans around. As you can see, I just picked up 15 stone there. Next, I need to build a little barracks for our troops to be able to recruit more. So I'm going through collecting stuff. I just collected a bunch of wood. That lets me build my barracks that I need. We have little amounts of different buildings require different resources. Wood is kind of your main one you want to set up early. I do only have two woodcutters huts, but as I'm going around and collecting more resources out of these wagons, it helps me kind of jumpstart my economy. So first I need to recruit a couple of archers. So getting those all set up right there, part of the tutorial. And once we get this part, we're gonna go through and we will need to make some walls and also create some towers and gates. So this is fairly simple. We're just telling us, hey, here's what we need. We need walls. You kind of got to click in one spot and then you got to double click or click again wherever you want that wall to end. I didn't have enough wood here, so I'm going back through and I'm collecting more wood, and I kind of sped this part up just so that you guys don't have to see me going back and forth. As you can see, I'm kind of pulling back the enemies so I'm not having to fight them all at once, increasing that possibility of losing troops. And I'm bouncing back and forth, getting more troops prepped, getting more things built. And you can see on the mini map in the bottom left, there's that red kind of skull thing that's kind of flickering. And that is where our wave is coming from. This game, you're going to kind of have waves come at you as you're going through. This is the campaign, so each one is slightly different, but the first two missions after the tutorial, they're the same. And it's just build up your place, kill the enemies on the map, and then defend against waves as that happens. We want to destroy the enemies on the map in those later missions because those enemies at the last wave will come and attack all at once. But there we go. Shows I've got that little spell in there, so I'm getting to the point where I can start that final wave. And as you can see, I'm just prepping. For that mission before, I needed to build some walls, build some towers, build a gate. Next, I'm going to summon in those warriors with that spell, using up that currency at the top. And there we go. The wave is coming in. This is very easy first wave. It's just the tutorial one. And we're just going to let it kind of come at us. And it should be a very, very simple fight, especially with all my troops coming back in. I got a bunch of archers in that tower to help protect. You can kind of see that wave is coming in through that right side, so not going over to the top. Very reminiscent of the game They Are Billions. Love the game. This one's more medieval, less steampunky, but pretty similar kind of defense as far as when hordes come. You got walls and stuff, except for it's a lot more troop oriented and compared to some towers and such. I wish your troops would get that same experience like the other one, kind of like tier up, become like from recruit to maybe not veteran, but like recruit to something in the middle and then to veteran, so that you can kind of get a little progression there. A little thing I like in here. So that kicks us out back out of the beginning. And we're going to start that very first mission now. Here we go. We're going to do the challenge accepted. The very bottom one is the very hardest. The very top one is the easiest. And here's a little cutscene now to start off our campaign. We're going to sit back and watch. There is us. That is, well, the king at least. Ah, my lord, my lady demands new curtains. Slides over a bag of cash. Silk, my lord. There goes another bag of cash with golden frills. Ooh, man. Okay. Jeez, there goes more than half of the money right there just for that one buy. That's very expensive. Looks like we're chilling there. Counting the birds. 1, 2, 48. Oh! That was unfortunate. Ah, my lord. What is it? Little Lord Squire fell into the moat. And wow, this guy's really doesn't care. New Squire is needed. Just slides over another bag of cash. Thank you, my lord. Wow, this is definitely, this is who we're playing as, and I can already tell you I'm not too keen on this person. He seems very not caring and just, but we'll continue. This is, oh, it's about your daughter, my lord. Just slides over a bag of cash. Thank you, my lord. Oh, man. There we go. Even more of them in the evening. Our king is just sitting there drinking. He is a little, he's definitely depressed, I would say. My lord. Doesn't leave the castle, sits there, counts birds. Wow. Tax collector has just arrived. About time. Indeed, my lord. Where is my money? The tax collector didn't bring it. He barely got here in one piece. Peasants revolt and refuse to pay. A crowd of rebels is marching on the castle. And there we go. We're into the first little mission now. Wake up call. Hey, we really need to get going. So first, I'm just gonna set up my stuff, get some berry uh, harvesting, get a little fisher's hut, not being too overzealous. Now I'm gonna get a little lumber yard. I'm actually probably gonna get 2 of these just to make sure I get that extra. Starting to build some houses now. And now we're just gonna kind of speed through. As you can see, I'm going through, clearing out all these little camps, getting my stuff all together as I'm building up my forces. In this one, we start off with a catapult, as you can see. Very effective at destroying houses, and we'll be able to see when a catapult hits an enemy, it actually makes them fly up in the air. So we're going to get some more fisher's huts to make sure we can pay for that food. It also will destroy trees. So we're just going to go through and attack and kill everything through here. Just making sure we're clearing out all these enemies. Gonna build that cemetery. Gonna get my gravedigger's hut in. Get this going through as we're collecting more stuff, destroying more things, getting some more houses in just to make sure that we keep up with that population. As you build more houses, it'll increase the amount of available people you have, but it'll also increase the food demand. Pretty much basics as far as most of these games go by. If any of y'all have played any kind of RTS games like similar to this, it's very similar in that. So going through, pulling back enemies, building a couple of stone mines, as you can see there. That's that second tier resources. We weren't able to do that in our first tutorial, but the first episode, and we can get that. And as you can see, there's this kind of brown, it looks like bricks up against that mountain right there. That's another resource called iron in this. So we're just gonna set up a builder's hut now. We're gonna plan on getting some storage so that our woodcutters can bring out stuff. I didn't really plan out this first mission too well. I was just kind of going through this. But we're just gonna go through, pull back enemies, moving around real quick, get this all collected through. We're gonna start by building a little defensive wall there. A gate right there. As you can see on the mini map, we have that first wave coming in. And you see also actually gives us a timer about when they're gonna arrive. So I've got a little bit of time. That's why I want to make sure I got that going through. Now I'm gonna build that little obelisk. That unlocks a very powerful spell. I think it might be a little bit too powerful, but this game is still in early access, so there's a lot of stuff they're tweaking. The campaign in that right now is actually only 2 missions, so it's this very first mission, and then the next mission. The next mission, I think it's because it's so early, it just makes it super difficult. But I'll get that uploaded another time. If you guys want to see that, put it in the comment section. Give me a like on this if you want to see me put up that second mission. But for this first one, yeah, you can see very easy defense. They come through and we just toast them very easily with our archers. Now I'm going to continue to research stuff. I'm not on top of researching as much as I should, but it does require wood and stone to do researches, and iron later on, and some stuff, even some gold. But we won't dabble with the gold until that second mission actually. But it is needed to make like our town hall tier 3. Our catapult's very effective at drawing these enemies in from afar. We're going to continue building up our forces. You can see it pull them in, and then our archers and warriors do short work of them, making it very, very easy. Coming through, collecting up all these resources, trying to stay on top of building stuff at the same time. Luckily, this is one of the games where you can actually pause, build some stuff, go back out to your troops, move them around, and then when you got the resources or when you got free builders, you can go back and make some more. We're going to set up some more fisheries and kind of build another wall around those just to protect them. I'm not sure right now where that second wave is coming from. It could come from anywhere on the map. So we just want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on that, because if we get attacked on a side that does not have any walls, it could result in some devastating effects. So we're going through and we're just continuing to research, continuing clearing stuff out. This is a huge section of enemies up here on this top side. You can see we have another attack, but this one coming from that top side again. They're making it so we already got walls over there. Should be a very simple defense again. Second wave does come with more troops, so we'll have to worry about that. But overall, we're looking pretty good. You can see we're moving troops back and forth, and the enemy should be coming here pretty soon. We've got a minute left on that timer, so we just want to make sure we bring our catapult and all our other troops back over there before we actually get attacked. Now you can see I'm going to set up another stone mine in that little kind of crevice area right there. And one of the things I need to make sure I do, which will help me out, which I'm going to get it set up here in a little bit, is actually put a storage over in that same area. Luckily these enemies come to that same exact gate, so it's a very easy. I want to make sure I'm researching anything. Nothing I can research right now because I don't have the resources. And they're going right for my woodcutter's hut. But they were able to take that down, but our little berry bushes, we were pretty safe on that. We got a tavern over here we're actually going to build. This will help reduce the amount of food that each house consumes. We're also going to continue and build out more stuff over here. This is a farm. I was kind of seeing, hey, where should I build this farm? But I kind of decided, hey, that's probably not the greatest spot. I'd rather use it for other things. I found a nice little perfect spot for a builder's hut, but I didn't have the resources at the time. And that, you'll see in this very first mission right here, I kind of very much lack on a supply of my builders. Like, there's a lot of things that'll end up being queued up that I don't have. Right there, I'm putting in a fountain that makes every single house within that radius house another person. So there's my little area that has resources being built right there. That way our people, once they're done harvesting those resources, they don't have to walk all the way back to our castle to drop them off. They can drop them off right there, making that process much quicker. And there we're going to start by building another little wall further out this time. And this one's going to be out of stone, a lot more durable. And we're just going to kind of make sure we slowly push that out. Set up another couple stone mines. And clear out this very last bit of the map down here. Once we're done with that, we'll mark off our mission on that left, that second one, where it says, hey, we're going to clear out all these enemies or else we're going to attack with the final wave. Should be very easy clear right here. And there we go. Now I only have to worry about my defense. So I'm setting up a couple of buildings now. Not worrying about having to create any more, going around at least with my troops. Just going to bring them all back. And this is where I'm starting to lack on those builders because I don't have enough builder slots. So this is a very much, you want to kind of keep up with all your units and such. So luckily I was able to get that first tower built, and we have all these other ones. They're starting to go to other things. And I do need to make that second builder set, but I'm just not doing that right now. I can actually update the priority on a lot of my things so they get built first. So I started doing that with a bunch of my walls over here. The waves are coming and I just barely get up all the walls, just kind of protecting that area before they come through. And I'm summoning another couple of those black knights, or dark knights, to help protect that area. I'm going to set up a couple more houses for workers, because that was my biggest issue, is I was lacking on workers. Set up another little storage area for my resources on that top side. Like I said before, I want to make it so that my troops don't have to walk so far. This is, so far as early access, very fun game, in my opinion. Very much these, I imagine the actual missions for these first couple ones are not going to be as difficult as the ones that they have right now, considering it's this mission and then the next one, which is fairly difficult. Not too crazy difficult, but still fairly difficult. There's an area I decided to build that farm in a little bit bigger, allowing me to have more space to build other things. I'm going to start building a market over there. That's where I can actually use that to collect cash. But in this first mission, I really don't use that at all, because by the time I get to the point where I really could use it, we've already got those the last wave coming in. So as we're going through, we realize, hey, this left side over here is undefended. So I decide I'm gonna need to make a wall as soon as possible, get a tower up real quick so I can put a bunch of archers in. And so I reprioritize all these things to be done. This is another spot where it's like, hey, I'm lacking on builders. So I would say very much keep on top of your builders. Keep on top of your food. That's another thing. Is your food, your citizens can starve and you can start losing population that way. But for this very last part, I'm going to slow it down just to show this final wave. And I also wanted to show just how powerful this spell that we got is, the Astral Ray.
Research complete.
So, first I summoned a couple Dark Knights, and then I decided to try this thing out. And just, ooh! And there goes that very first wave. All gone.
Our troops are under attack.
That makes it so much easier. I just come over to here to the second side, do the same thing, and just destroy all these troops. Super easy defense. That is a spell I would very much would say it's kind of overpowered, but this is still early access. They might need to update it a little bit. I know that some of the later stuff, it's not as difficult, or doesn't kill them as quick, but it's still very powerful. There we go. Congratulations, my lord. The uprising has been crushed. Survived. The peasants are now paying taxes. Let's turn to current issues. Quartermaster, my lord, overdid the celebrations. All right. Well, with that, thank you for checking out the video. And if you guys liked it, please leave a comment. And I would say, come join us again for some more gameplay. Thank you now.